this is Michelle with Pink and Maine, and I'm so excited to join you here today for the Scrapbook Expo at Home event. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you're ready to do some summer paper crafting. I've got our summer release here. You can find these items at pinkandmaine.com, and we have a special for you during the show and a little bit after. You can use the code ATHOME, that's ATHOME, all lowercase letters, at home, to receive 15% off your purchase at pinkandmaine.com. So let's go through the release a little bit and then we'll make some cards. This is our summer sloths, and I apologize, my stamps are a little inky, but we've got these adorable 3 little sloths. They're enjoying the relaxation, the lazy days of summer. Aren't they adorable? We have coordinating dies that go along with that set. And if you're unfamiliar with Pink and Maine, we have pink dies. And I love the color pink. And so our dies are pink. It makes it easy to stand out in your craft room. It's always easy to find your Pink and Maine dies. This is our beach unicorn. So we have this adorable little unicorn here. We've got palm trees and some different tropical leaves. Some fun sentiments. You can even stamp these little heart sunglasses and put them on the unicorn if you like. We have coordinating dies that go along with the set as well. Our third stamp set in this summer release is our Let's Flamingo. And we've got some really pretty flamingos in this set. Some pineapple and tropical leaves, along with some great sentiments that go along with the color pink and flamingos. We have coordinating dies available for that set as well. We also have a special stencil set available with this release. This is a 3 stencil set, and it's a hibiscus layering stencil set. So we have one stencil that's going to do the leaves. We have a stencil that does the hibiscus flower. And then we have a stencil that does the little stamen, is that what you call it, that goes inside the flower. So it's a 3-piece layering stencil. This gives you a little idea of what it looks like when you do it in the different colors. And you can create these really pretty tropical background with this stencil. I'll show you in a minute what I did with it. Along with our summer release, we're releasing some really awesome dies, some standalone dies. These are our layering or nesting dies. We have several sets of them. So we have our circles. Now these are really big circles. I believe the largest circle die here is like 5.5 inches. So you're going to be able to make some nice size cards with this. You can use it in your scrapbooking. You can use it for just about anything. So we've got nice big sizes going all the way down to, I believe that's about 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. I can't remember, but there's lots of dies here and they layer really nicely together. We also have A2 layering dies. So our A2 card size is 4.25 by 5.5, and that's what our largest die here is on the outside. And they go all the way down. They incrementally decrease by about 1/2 an inch each way. We also have layering squares, and again, these squares are nice and large to begin with, so you have lots of layering options. And something that I don't find very often that I thought might be helpful is if you make A7 cards or 5x7 cards, which is a nice store-bought greeting card size, about 5x7. So these dies are really nice to use on your larger cards if you're interested in that. Or even, like I said, in your scrapbooking, these work really well also. So let's jump in and let's create a summer card. I live outside Atlanta, Georgia. It's definitely summer here. It's hot. It's in the 90s. It's sunny. I love this time of year, and I love making cards and other projects that are summer themed. So here, our first card is a really simple card. It goes together really quick and easy. And I wanted to start with our easiest card first. So I've already stamped for us the summer sloth, the one that's laying on the beach towel here. Or it could be a pool float. I'm making it a pool float for this card. But I've colored and cut him out. I've also stamped good vibes and tan lines and just kind of hand cut that into a little pennant banner type size or shape. So I have an A2 size card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I've taken one of our stitched rectangle dies. So we have stitched rectangle dies also that has a nice little finished stitching edge around them. It just creates like a nice finished look to the pieces. And we're gonna layer this on the card base. And the next thing I did is I took some of our sparkle sheets. This is our glitter cardstock. It's nice, heavyweight cardstock, if you can hear that, nice and thick. It die cuts beautifully. And what I've done is I just took like a card size piece, and on the back you can see here, I just kind of took a pen and drew like a freehand, like a pool shape, like a little jelly bean pool shape or whatever. I wanted it to fill up most of my card, but still give the look of like a swimming pool. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these down to the card. So now I have my card. It was this really sparkly little swimming pool shape. I've got my summer sloth here. I've added some foam tape adhesive to the back. So I'm just gonna remove the backing on that. And I just wanted to pop him up on the card to give him a little bit of dimension. So we're gonna have him floating right up here in the top. And I've also added some foam squares to the back of my sentiment. And we'll put that down there. So, just like I said, this card is super simple, but I think it's adorable. It's definitely a summer card that you could send to a friend just to say hello and let them know you're thinking of them. For our next card, we're going to use the Beach Unicorn set. I have already started the card. I'll hold it this way. This is a slimline card. So the easiest way, I think, to create a slimline card is to take your 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and you want to cut that to 8 1/2 by 7. So you already have your 8 1/2 wide. You're gonna score it down the middle. That 7, you're gonna score in the middle. So it's 8 1/2 by 3 1/2 when you fold and close the card. So I've already added a layering piece. I've added a little bit of blue cardstock to the top and some craft or brown cardstock to the bottom. And I've stamped Make a Splash here down at the bottom of the card. These slimline cards have become really popular. They're taking the card making industry by storm. I see them all over social media, and I've tried them once or twice, and they really are fun to create. It's fun to challenge yourself, to give yourself more or real estate, you should say, maybe to try to create on. So that's what we're gonna do here. I've stamped, colored, and cut out the palm tree that I'm gonna add here at the top, kind of like a horizon line. So we're gonna add that there. I've got this adorable unicorn, and he or she has really pretty pink hair. I had to give it pink hair, I love pink. She's got her inner tubes ready for the water. Put her about there. And then what I thought I would do at the bottom is cut out some of these tropical leaves, and I'm gonna create a little border across the bottom with the tropical leaves that kind of separates our sentiment a little bit. It gives that sentiment a place to live on the card. So we'll just separate that with a little border there. And I did color and cut out these little sunglasses, and I'm still deciding whether I want to put them on the unicorn or not. So let's put this card together real quick. Once again, I added some foam adhesive squares to the back of my unicorn just to make it pop off the card and add some dimension. I did decide to add those adorable little heart sunglasses to the unicorn, and I think it's just the cutest touch. Now the last thing is we'll just adhere my little leaf border to the bottom. And here we have our beach unicorn slimline card. Again, it's super simple to put together. I've just used 2 colors of cardstock as the background, and I'm really just letting the stamps shine as the focus of the card, especially that little unicorn since it's popped up a little bit with dimension. Are you feeling those summer vibes yet? For our third and final card, we're going to use that really pretty Let's Flamingo stamp set. So I have already stamped out and colored a pretty flamingo here. And when I color them in, I've just used my Copic markers, and I use 2 to 3 tones of a color and just add a little darkening or shadowing in a certain area. I don't get too fussy with doing all that, but just a little bit goes a long way for the way it looks. So we have our flamingo. I've done 3 of the tropical leaves. I've used our layering A2 rectangles along with our layering circles to create the backgrounds for the card. And I've used more of our sparkle sheets, the glitter cardstock, in this beautiful green. It's called The Park. And if you could see it in person, you would see how truly sparkly this glitter paper is. The glitter does not flake off easily. Now, I will say when you die cut it, of course you're cutting an edge, so there are going to be a few pieces of glitter that may come off on the edge, but once it's die cut, you know, it's ready to go. You're not going to get glitter flaking off on you. So on this top circle, I used that hibiscus layering stencil. So I laid the flowers down first, and I used our Pink and Main ergonomic blending brush with the stencil. This brush has made blending ink so easy for me. I had a hard time with the longer handled blending brushes, so I wanted something that you could hold in different ways depending on your needs. It has this nice short little handle. You can put it in between your fingers and blend like this, or you can hold it like this, hold the larger head of it. It just makes ink blending so much easier. So this is our ergonomic blender brush. And you just use it with stencils, and you just blend your ink through your stencil just like you would any other brush or foam blending pad. I do find that the foam pads, they have a lifespan on them. It's foam, it deteriorates over time. This brush is going to last you a good long time. The bristles here are super soft and smooth, and they're very compact together, so you get a lot of ink coverage. And you can go from color to color with this brush as long as you take, like we have our scrub it clean microfiber cloth, and I keep one handy. As soon as I'm done using, say, the pink for the hibiscus, I'll rub that pink off on the microfiber cloth, and then I can go right in to the yellow or the green and do that layer and do the same thing. Wipe it off with the microfiber cloth. You may want to have a couple of these on hand, but like I said, I've used this one over and over again. It does tend to, this one is stained a little blue. I used a teal color last, but I can easily clean that off when you're done using it. You could clean it with a mild soap and water, and you'll just want to let it dry before you use it next time. But this brush has made ink blending, it's just changed ink blending for me. It was so difficult before, and now I can do it with ease. So let's put this card together. Like I said, I used the hibiscus layering stencil set to create this background. Kind of created my own little pattern background paper. I did that right on top of our ice rink, the white sparkle sheets actually. So it's sparkly in person, kind of glittery, which is different and unique also. So you can stencil right on top of our sparkle sheets and it'll pick up the color and just make it sparkly. It's a lot of fun to do that. So I'm going to adhere some of these layering pieces to the card. When you're layering paper on top of like a glitter cardstock or our sparkle sheets, something with glitter, that glitter has texture to it. So you want to make sure you're using an adhesive that will stick to that texture. And I find a liquid adhesive works the best. It's just able to grab onto that glittery texture and stick. Whereas sometimes the tape runners will tend to, especially over time, they dry, that adhesive dries up a little bit. So if it's stuck into paper, it seems to hold a little better, but when it's got a texture like the glitter, it may not hold up over time. And you definitely want to make sure your card makes it to its recipient in one piece. So now we have our card base put together. I've used this pink polka dot pattern paper. That is from our Pastel Dreams 6x6 paper pad. And I just wanted to keep this, since it's a flamingo card, I wanted to stick with a lot of pink and add some greens and just some really pretty pink and green and tropical colors. So now we're gonna adhere down our flamingo. I forgot I wanted to put the tropical leaves a little bit underneath the legs of the flamingo, so I haven't stuck them down quite yet so that I can put these leaves underneath there. Now we have our pink flamingo standing amongst these tropical leaves, and all we need to do is add the sentiment, which I've stamped out. Everything is better in pink. Could that not be any more true? All right, I think I'm gonna put that there. So just gonna add some adhesive and glue this down. And here is our flamingo card. Everything is better in pink. And I don't think anything says summer more than this tropical pink and green card. Thank you so much for joining me today at the Scrapbook Expo at Home event. I'm so excited to be creating and crafting here with you today. We've got the summer vibes going on. I hope you've enjoyed creating these cards with me and that you'll check out these summer themed items at pinkandmain.com. And remember, now through July 13th, when you use the code ATHOME, that's all lowercase, ATHOME, at home, at pinkandmain.com, you'll receive 15% off your purchase. So until we meet again, my crafty friends, keep living the creative life.